Good morning. It is a beautiful day here in North Carolina, and today I'm going to talk about printing your images, creating art, and having you the ability to show it or display it for people to see it. Now, printing your own photos is the last aspect of most people thinking about printing photos. In today's world here, we don't print the vast majority of images that we take. If you were a photographer 25, 30 years ago, you would have probably printed most of the images that you took. And a matter of fact, I was reading an interesting article where it said that today, every day right now, there are more photos taken that were taken in the entire 20th century, which is just amazing if you think about it. And today I want to talk about printing some of these images here. Now, there are basically two options for most people to print their own images. One is to have somebody else print it for you. You can go to some place like CVS or Walmart and have your images printed there. You can go to a little higher quality or even high quality images and have a local print shop print your images, or you can go online and have your printer, which is basically the same as having a local print shop print it. And those are incredibly great options for you to go to. They will print your images, you will get them in a timely manner, and they will look fantastic on your thing. But the thing I want to talk to you about today is printing your own images. And this is something that I think a lot of people kind of gloss over because it seems like it's just overwhelming. So a thing that I would encourage everybody to buy would be a large format photo printer. Now, a large format photo printer will print an image this size. This image here is 13 by 19 inches, which is a really good size format. This is the largest print that my printer can print. And to tell you the truth, I am very happy with this. I would say that 90 to 95% of images that I print using that printer. And that's a great option for you to do that. Now, Canon does make a printer that does print what they call a non-production quality printer that does print 17 by 22, which is significantly bigger than this image here. And that's something to consider too. Now, something to consider is price. Now, a printer the Canon Pro 300, which is their base level photo printing quality image here, which is an upgrade for the printer I have, is about $850. You usually can get it on sale for about $500, but that's something to consider too. Canon does make the Canon Pro 1000. It is about $1,800. There are other companies that make brands that do the same thing that are in that $1,500 to $2,000 range for if you want 17 by 20, and if you're going to print something 13 by 19 as a maximum print size, that $500 to $1,000 range is where you're going to find those printers there. As far as which printer is better than the other one, I would stick with a brand name, either Nikon, Canon, Kodak, something like that. Or sticking that has a good reputation. I would never buy new release printers. So if a company's coming out replacing one printer with another printer and the new one came out for the Christmas season, I would not encourage you to buy that. The printer is not your most expensive element that you're going to buy when you're printing photographs. The most expensive thing is ink. Now, my printer has 8 ink cartridges. And if I was to buy them from Canon directly from the manufacturer, it would cost me about $125 US. Now, if I buy it on Amazon, I can get it depending on what's going on, and I don't know why the prices and stuff fluctuates, but I can get it between $85 and $100 for all 8 cartridges. I can also buy off-brand ink cartridges. These are refurbished ink cartridges, and I pay about $25 for all 8 ink cartridges, and that's the way I go. And as a matter of fact, this image here was printed using those, I'm going to use the word off-brand or no-brand printer cartridges, and I got to tell you that I'm very happy with the way they're production. The next thing that you want to consider is paper. Paper is a huge impact on printing your images, and one of the drawbacks to having somebody else print your stuff is that you don't have a lot of options as far as printing. So when you're printing with paper, you can get the standard stuff, glossy, semi-gloss, matte, paper, but there are also different levels of that kind of stuff. There is metallic paper, which gives you a metallic sheen over your paper. You can get paper made out of rag. You can get paper out of pulpwood. You can get paper made out of recycled paper. You can get paper made out of bamboo and other materials like that that give your image a little bit of a look. You can also get different levels of gloss. There are some photos, like this image here that I have here, that is an incredibly heavy gloss on it. As a matter of fact, it's so heavy you can actually feel it. And there's a weight to paper. So if you have done anything with weddings, you will hear about weight of paper. Now, I tend to keep my paper at least 275 to 300 is where I like to be. I find any lighter than 275, an image doesn't seem to stay in the frame very well. And if it's much heavier than 350, I find the paper too heavy, and I don't get the effects that I want out of those images here. Now, that could be my printer, that could be the profiles I'm using, all that stuff could be interfering with it. But paper will cost you between 25 cents a sheet, and when I say a sheet of paper like this, 13 by 19, between 25 cents and $2. That's assuming that you don't go completely crazy with some completely unusual paper or something like that. An 8 by 10 sheet of paper will probably cost you 5 to 10 cents a sheet. And that's something to consider too, because if you're like me and you print an image like this is not the first time I printed this image. I printed this image 4 times before I got it changing the profile, editing the image, trying different paper, before I found what I thought was the best option for that paper. And that's something that I really enjoyed. I really enjoy that process of really printing out the images and giving you those different options. Now that I've shown you all the glory of printing your own images, some of the drawbacks that you got to think about, and this is a big consideration, is maintenance of the printer. So if you don't print every week, you have a chance of your print heads clogging up. Your photo printer is not like that inkjet printer that you print those 5 or 6 documents every year on. You have to use the printer, and you have to print a minimum of once or twice a week or every day. Some manufacturers suggest you doing. So you could be printing 100 images every year, and that's something to consider too, because that can add expense to it. But to tell you the truth, I've had my ink cartridge clog on me, and you can buy a kit online for $8. You take the print heads out of your printer, which are incredibly simple, just lifting a lever and lifting them out, and you can let it just soak overnight, and that's all I've ever done to mine, and it's just easy to do. It's something that I do probably every 6 months, just because I like to clean out the print heads, because there seems to be a buildup of stuff that occurs in there. But all of that being said, I find printing a very creative, and I connect it to the art of being a photographer. These are my opinions. I would not discourage you from using a company to print your stuff if that's the way you feel more comfortable doing it. But I'm just trying to open your eyes to the possibility of you buying your own printer. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If you got anything out of it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, because that really helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy, and thank you for watching.